if he pleads guilty?
Parang gano'n yung proseso kasi babasahan siya ng ng rights niya and babasahan of the sovereign Filipino people, no? So it is absolutely wrong to say that international law is not part of us or it's being imposed on us. No, it's actually part of the law of the land.
But you're part of the community of nations
Correct.
to begin with. But sir, okay, let's move forward. Okay, the former president is supposed to arrive in The Hague. I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 hours from now. If you run us through the process, pagdating niya doon, mukhang dire-diretso na yun hanggang katapusan ng trial.
Depende, no? The first thing is magkakaroon muna siya ng preliminary appearance. In the preliminary appearance, babasahan siya ng rights niya. And then at the same time, ito yung parang arraignment natin, diba? Babasahin yung charges, babasahan siya ng
Will
rights
he be
niya.
asked if he pleads guilty?
Parang gano'n yung proseso kasi babasahan siya ng rights niya and babasahan siya ng charges. Of course, there's gonna be a plea there. Afterwards, no, magkakaroon muna nung tinatawag nating yung pre-trial determination again, di ba? So actually wala pa tayo sa trial. Meron pang pre-trial determination of whether or not trial should proceed, di ba? So the first one was yung prosecutor pala nag-apply ng warrant and then ang quantum of evidence required is reasonable belief lang, di ba? The second one is substantial evidence na. There's a substantial reason to believe that trial should proceed. So mas mataas na, so mas mababa pa lang yung reasonable and then substantial evidence na. And then the pretrial chamber will determine if it is proper to proceed with trial. When
I think 60 days. 60 days.
So pagkatapos na mag-determine ng pretrial chamber, tapos sinabi lang, sige, there's substantial evidence to believe, no? Tsaka pala mag-arrange yung judges in an actual trial. But itong hearings na ito, magkakaroon ng reception of evidence doon sa pre-trial pa lang. And then, pwede na magpa-participate na sila Mr. Duterte doon at kanilang mga abogado at ang mga witnesses. No? So parang ang analogous dito sa atin is yung parang bail hearings, di ba? Meron ng initial hearing, pero hindi pa yun yung main trial. No? Pero meron pa main trial.
Is this going to be public? Can we watch this? Can the public watch this?
Yes, when I was in The Hague, no, I was there when they were reading yung initial decision of the pre-trial chamber that they have jurisdiction on this matter. So I was able to enter. So it is open, but of course, very limited rin yung seats. No? So I would presume that there is a process like what we did there. Pero syempre maraming mga taong gusto manood, including us in the human rights community. We're already looking for flights and the hotels there as early as now. Definitely, because it is our collective responsibility to make sure na everything will go well and that we will be observing properly what's going to happen.
Tsaka, this also sets a precedent of sorts for a lot of things. Of course, a former sitting president going to trial, and also
the first Asian.
First Asian, and a former sitting president going to trial after his country left the Rome Statute.
Correct. So ang daming precedent. I think this is also earth-shaking for the ICC itself. It is earth-shaking in the international community, like in the international human rights movement. You know, my classmates in the Hague Academy, pinag-uusapan na yan ngayon as of the moment. Considering na talagang it shows, no? That international law can wield its power and can hold individuals accountable. Usually, ang debate kasi sa international law, is it really law? How do you enforce it? Is it really coercive? It's always a debate, right? Everyone who took international law, that's the first thing that they will ask. Is it really law, right? But in this particular instance, it appears that there's some sort of triumph of international law, putting a despot into the jurisdiction of an international body so that there's going to be due process and they will check whether he should be held accountable, diba? And he has to submit to the process because he's already been arrested.
And countries usually are very hesitant to go head to head with each other. And now you're looking at international law being applied on certain people. But sir, okay, let's look at timetables. My last question. Looking at timetables, how long is this gonna run?
Well, depends, no? Kasi syempre depende rin sa number of witnesses, no? Pero hindi siya kasing bagal ng system natin. Kasi
Okay,
continuous
that's
trial yan, di ba? Meron devoted prosecutors yan, may devoted lawyers, may devoted judges. Hindi naman kasi ganun karami, Ed, ang crimes against humanity, di ba? Iilan lang yung tinatry na yan and they have sufficient resources and expertise to do that, no? So, our expectation is gonna be a continuous trial. My estimate, but of course, you know, it largely depends, hindi naman ganun karami yung trials pa, is this is gonna be over in maybe 1 to 2 years.
Well, yeah, mabilis yan compared to the Philippines.
Compared to the Philippines, definitely. Eh, kaya kaso lang ni Senator Laila de Lima, ilang taon, di ba? 7 years. I was there the entire time. And, you know, it was tough, right? And alam nyo na, wala pa kaming defense evidence in chief there. We were all able to have the cases dismissed only to because demure to evidence. Wala talagang kwenta yung kaso. Basura talaga. Invento talaga siya. Eh, imagine na lang kung magpepresente pa kami ng ebidensya. It could have been longer. Yeah.
Pero, okay, 1 to 2 years, and then what happens after that?
Well, magkakaroon ng judgment yung ICC, no? And then afterwards, di ba, hatulan si President Duterte, pwede siya mag-appeal, may appeals chamber naman, no? And then after that, it becomes final. Whatever the decision may be. If he gets acquitted, hindi na kailangan mag-appeal, di ba? Kasi bawal naman mag-appeal pagka acquitted ka, no? So, so essentially, after that, kukulong siya.
But is it possible for a decision to be made to dismiss the charges even before it gets to the trial itself?
Yes,
and
even
to
in the
sentencing?
pre-trial actually. So
Okay.
hindi pa, alam mo ngayon, na aresto pa siya, but he can say that there is no substantial evidence to believe na a crime has been committed. Yung higher quantum of evidence, no? So actually, ang haba pa ng pagdadaanan at ang dami pang remedies ni President Duterte. Di ba kitang-kita natin na binibigyan siya ng oras, ng pagkakataon, ng due process, di ba? Pero nagagawa pa rin na hindi bibigyan ng due process. Pero again, hindi, nakita mo ba yung mga comments, di ba, nung, for example, nung uncle ni Kian de Los Santos saying na, yung pamangkin ko, hindi naman binigyan ng day sa court, binaril na lang, di ba? Siya, bibigyan siya ng napakahaba. Meron siyang battalion of lawyers, I'm sure, dahil lalim naman ang kanilang balon, mayaman naman sila, right? And influential and powerful sila. Sometimes, no, it's shocking how yung disparity of the treatment of justice, di ba? Yung despot pa yung nakakuha ng due process in this particular instance. Pero ganoon we have to respect due process despite the fact that he never did respect due process with respect to those people who are the victims of the violent drug.
Attorney Pasit lang, one last question. Okay, what kind of evidence are we looking for here for a conviction? Is it also beyond reasonable
Proof
doubt?
beyond reasonable doubt.
And if that is the case, how difficult or how easy is it to prove beyond reasonable doubt something, kasi in this particular case, you're looking at somebody way up there. Hindi naman siyang kumakalabit ng gatilyo.
Yung crimes against humanity actually, 'di ba? Maraming it's really difficult kasi ang assumption, 'di ba, they're very powerful, they were able to tamper with evidence, bury evidence. Kaya nga ang daming hindi rin nako-convict dito sa Pilipinas kasi binura na yung ebidensya, 'di ba? Binila na yung
Or from the start,
logbook. Iba na.
entry.
So actually that's the reason why there's a need for transitional justice mechanisms rin, but that's going to be a longer discussion, no? But definitely we have to recover as a nation. We have to help the victims. Walang currently any state mechanism to help the victims. Wala silang compensation, wala silang assistance right now. Sila lang nagko-cope sa sarili ng trauma. Pero going to your question, ultimately, 'di ba, the trial will be there, diba? The trial will be there. The trial will progress, and hopefully, Mr. Duterte will be held accountable.
Okay, Attorney Dino De Leon, sir, maraming salamat for joining us this morning and well, the best of luck.